Good morning. This is Kip Chappell at TV24. I have Julie Borrelli here today, running for Alabama State Representative from Calhoun County and running for Calhoun County District. Miss Borrelli, how you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. How's everything going out here today as far as campaign running?
Well, it's just been real busy. You know, this race has so many people in it, and it's just a big area, a lot of ground to cover. I've been doing everything I can. We've been attending a lot of events, been knocking on doors, just meeting people, asking them for the vote.
That's great, Julie. Some of the things, can you tell the listeners where you're from and what area that you live in?
Sure.
In Calhoun County?
Well, I'm originally from South Alabama, but I've lived here since 2013. I live in the White Plains area, and that's where I have 4 boys. They go to public school there. I live real close to the Cleburne County line as well. You know, this is a very big district, so it covers you know, part of Calhoun and Cleburne counties. So that's where we are, and that's what I'm doing.
That's great, Julie. What is some of the things that you can tell us today about the reason that you're wanting to run for this position?
Okay. Okay. Well, I am a little bit about me. I'm a retired Marine. That's why I came here so late. When I said I moved here in 2013, I came from being active duty. I came here. I've worked a few jobs, but my most recent job is I'm the finance director for the city of Anniston, and I'm an attorney. And you know, as I was in those roles, I was looking at the way government affects individuals and the way that government affects businesses. And I've been unhappy with some of the things that I've seen in our government, and I just decided that now is the time that I can do something about it, and I decided that I was going to do that.
That's great, Julie. What is your occupation, Julie?
Well, I'm the finance director for the city of Anniston now, and I'm an attorney. I do both.
That is great. That is great. Can you tell the listeners today about some of your goals if you are elected as the Alabama Representative District 40? Okay.
Well, my primary platform really is education. It revolves around education, mostly our public schools. But I think when you look at that, you have to consider how much education affects everything else. When we start talking about that, people think we're just talking about whether or not kids are learning math or whether or not they're learning reading, and that's absolutely important because that's what it's there for. But education and where we stand nationally, it affects so many things. It affects our property values. It affects what businesses want to come in here and do business with us. It affects what our income is going to be. You know, how good our education is affects whether or not our children have to leave when they graduate to go elsewhere to work to make enough money to be able to survive. So I think that education is my primary, but the secondary is that's going to affect everything else that we do. It's going to affect our jobs. It's going to affect, again, our industries that come in here. It kind of touches everything.
That's great, Julie. Some other things I wanted to talk to you about. Have you done any volunteer work for Calhoun County?
I've done, so most of my volunteer work revolves around like the kids and the schools. I volunteer with White Plains. You know, I work the football games. I'm going to work the baseball games. I'm going to work concessions. I'll take up parking money. I've volunteered as I've been the coach for a baseball team, a boys baseball team, which is kind of rare for a woman. Right. But hey, I got boys, you got to kind of roll with it.
That's right.
I've coached soccer. I've coached basketball. I didn't do it very well, but thank goodness I had a good team because they knew a lot more about basketball than I did. Right. But I've also just volunteered in other communities I've been in. I've volunteered with a community action agency, and I've done, there's a lot of different things I've done.
Thank you, Julie. Also, I wanted to ask you about some of the things that some of your family, they all go to Calhoun County school district there.
Yes, so I've got 4 boys. I've got one younger one. He's in the elementary school in White Plains. I got 2 middle schoolers that are getting ready to go to high school. And then I got one high schooler. He's a 10th grade this year. He'll be going into 11th grade next year. My husband's from Calhoun County as well, though. He was born and raised in Oxford. I guess he wasn't born in Oxford, but he's lived in Oxford for his whole life. He went to Oxford High School, and then his parents graduated from Oxford High School as well. So they're a pretty established local Calhoun County family.
That's great. Where's the district, the District 40 covers? Can you tell the listeners what district that covers?
I can. So it covers part of Oxford, a small part of Oxford, really. Like running down Highway 78, the Friendship area. That's mostly that's the main part of Oxford, and then it goes up Highway 78. It's going to be your Chocolaca area. White Plains, so basically your White Plains School District. And then it cuts across and goes into Jacksonville. It's going to pick up I believe all of Jacksonville, a very small part of Weaver, and then it's going to be all of Cleburne County.
That's
so
great.
It's a very large district as far as space-wise.
Oh, it is. And you know, I was looking at this district, Julie. You have a large amount of people that is candidates that's running.
We do. There are 7 Republicans and 1 Democrat that's running in this. It is one of the largest races in the state.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And I wanted to ask you also about some of the boards. Have you on any of the boards on Calhoun County that you may have volunteered or may have been on some boards?
The only board that's not involved, that's not talking about the schools and things with the school system,
Yes.
but the only other board that I'm on, I am on the, let's see, the Police and Firemen Pension Fund Board.
Oh, that's great.
That's one that I'm on. So whenever we kind of decide how to make their retirement, what we're going to do with their retirement, how that benefit's going to pay out, and how those funds are invested.
That's great. And you also a Army. You've served in the Marines. Is
The
that
Marines,
correct?
yes, I retired from the Marines in 2013.
Yeah, that's great.
I did.
We have Julie Borrelli here today, running for District 40 for Calhoun County, Alabama representative. We want to thank you today for having her on TV24. This is Kip Chappell.
Thank you.